Well, no, hello and welcome. This is Kurt Cobain Remembered, remembering the music of Kurt Cobain and Nirvana. Hope you enjoyed the MTV Unplugged. The next 2 hours, we will be showing you everything that we have on Nirvana. And believe me, it is everything. This is a sort of a special, sure, that we ran about a week after Kurt Cobain had been announced that he'd taken his own life. We ran everything that we had then, which is what we're going to do now that we have. Unedited, untouched, all the videos, all the raw. We're also going to add a couple of things that we didn't run back then. We're going to run a piece that was done from Music Plus, an interview that they had with Kurt Cobain and the members of Nirvana. We're also going to show you pieces from The Real Deal, which dealt with depression and suicidal feelings. And if you do have some problems or some feelings that you don't know where to turn, we will be running numbers and the places where you can go and perhaps get some help, or at least someone to talk to if you feel that things are getting you down. Things are getting a little heavy. Anyway, enough of that. We're going to remember Kurt Cobain and Nirvana the next 2 hours, so sit down, relax, and enjoy.
In '92, you heard Teen Spirit being played everywhere. But when I finally got the record and listened to it myself, and just, heard the great surge of anger and emotion there, I thought, oh, no wonder this clicked with teenagers. It's loud, it's angry, it's noisy, it screams of frustration. It's a perfect teenage anthem.
I'm here to talk about the death of Kurt Cobain because I think his death was a great loss to the music industry. I think we lost a great songwriter. He will be missed by our generation.
I think if there was a John Lennon type figure for the so-called Generation X listener, the kids, young people in their teens and 20s of today, it would be Cobain.
Nirvana put out a record that did nothing, and then the next record was an explosion. It was tremendous, and he was thrown into this thing. And I know me, I don't like my pressures at all, and we're not even a fifth as big as Nirvana is or was, sell as many records. I don't like pressures of having to do this and that and having to spread myself so thin everywhere. So you never know what's going on in that guy's head, He could have been spread thin, hated his life. And everything he ever wanted to achieve probably in music, he probably did achieve, or maybe he didn't, didn't want to achieve.
If it wasn't for Kurt, there would probably be no Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots, Soundgarden, or any of that movement, which is, hitting the charts at #1.
Guess that you don't care about it. The whole underground scene's coming to light because of Nirvana's success, and everything's just regular radio stations will play bands like us now. Right. It's 2 years ago, nobody would have, it wouldn't even have been considered. They would have heard that and they would have just laughed and said, are you kidding?
He's a music fan, he loves music, and he can, if he wants, he can push a band a bit more into the mainstream by giving them help, and that's really good. It's a really honest way of bands kind of getting projected and seen by people. It's really good.
She's overboard and selfish.
I think if you listen to Nirvana
We love that record. It's great.
If you listen to that record, you can see a real feminine. I mean, that record's selling incredibly, and grunge is taking over, and it's a teen revolution, and we're all very excited about it. But I mean, the thing is that it's really feminine. You know, it's very compassionate songwriting, and it's not metal posturing. So it's not even a gender-specific thing.
I think it's great, you know, you see bands like Nirvana coming out and blowing everybody's perceptions away of what the music business should be. You know, everybody's like going around wringing their hands, going everything, it's all screwed up. It's not the way it used to be, and that's how it should be.
You only think of the bad things that are going on. You never, like, none of the good things that are going on in your life go through your head.
Sometimes people's problems are beyond their help, and then the people get lost. They don't know what to do.
I've had a friend who killed himself. And he didn't tell any. He didn't talk to anyone. He just. There were no signs. There were no warnings.
I have seed written all over my arm, and I have it here because it really hurt me to see him go.
People say, oh, you know, it's puberty or it's just a stage that you're going through, and everybody has bouts of depression. But you know, sometimes you got to wonder, is it just that, or am I going to be like a manic depressive when I grow up?
Now, are Nirvana still a punk band?
Well, I like biorhythm machines, and I put my hand in one, and it was a pretty punk readout. It cut my hand.
I said, Lord, you're so punk.
Well, no, but I mean, does that term still apply to you guys, though? Or you know, have you?
So I don't think we've ever been labeled as punk rock in the first place. We just played in the underground circuit. We like punk rock more than any other style of music, so. Yeah, we're punk rock.
Well, I think everybody was sort of into punk rock before the band really evolved anyway.
We were a band.
So it's definitely everyone was sort of bred on the punk thing.
Okay, now I'm sure you dislike labels, but then where do you see that your music fits in?
In rock and roll.
But isn't it this
pretty wide?
I think what did they call it before, the sub pop sound?
Oh, the sub pop sound.
That's right.
Yeah.
Grunge.
Seattle.
I can't decide.
Seattle sub pop grunge.
Okay, but see, the sub pop thing wouldn't apply anymore, though.
Why not? There's still a label.
You guys aren't on sub pop now.
Well,
We're DGC rock now. We're DGC hardcore.
DGC hardcore.
You found the
Right.
And MCA in Europe and Canada.
Right.
We're MCA.
We're
punk.
MCA here too?
We're MCA. Yeah, we are.
Okay, now again, like I realize you guys dislike the labels, but I mean it's still a case of,
No, we love DGC. Music labels are labels the way people label people of race, creed, or color, national origin. Brother, we're all here on this floating sphere through space.
Okay, but this is a little bit different though, because I think to a certain extent, people that are out there want to know because it helps them decide whether they like it or not, right? I mean, yeah, that's not necessarily a category thing, but it's still like.
Well, we like to say that we're the Black Sabbath molesting the Bay City Rollers, or the Knack, maybe.
Okay, well that was something else.
No one would like us at all.
That would be something else I wanted to ask you guys about. Now, you mentioned the Knack and the Bay City Rollers. Are there aspects of those bands in your music, and where are they?
Fashion-wise, it's Bay City Rollers all the way.
Yeah. We don't have any plaid on now, but you just wait till we go on.
There's going to be this inverted plaid cross. It's going to be with Ozzy Osbourne with a Woody shag cut crucified on it.
Okay, now were you guys fans of those bands? Seriously?
No.
Well, I like that. I was into.
I despised the Bay City Rollers when I was 9.